Dear students, in today's lecture, let us know about systematic position of mulberry silkworm and non-mulberry silkworms and their salient features. We all know that the silkworms belong to class Insecta under the order Lepidoptera, which possess scaly wings. Under Lepidoptera, Bombycidae and Saturnidae are the two families under which mulberry and non-mulberry silkworms are included respectively. Now let us know how it is classified from the level of kingdom. Kingdom, animal kingdom or Animalia. The kingdom Animalia is characterized by eukaryotic and heterotrophic organisms. They are multicellular and lack cell wall. They depend directly or indirectly on plants for their food. Food is ingested and digested in their internal cavity, and food reserves are stored as glycogen or fat. Nutrition is holozoic, that is, ingestion of food. Animals follow a definite growth pattern. The adults have definite shape and size. Higher forms of animals exhibit well developed sensory and neuromotor mechanism. Most of the organisms are capable of locomotion. Reproduction is by copulation of male and female, which is followed by development in embryonic stages. Subkingdom non-chordate. They have the following features: absence of vertebral column, presence of ventral nerve cord, absence of gill slits. Phylum Arthropoda. Arthro means jointed, poda means foot. It is the largest phylum in the animal kingdom. Besides insects, many creatures like prawns, crabs, lobsters, centipedes, millipedes, spiders, mites, ticks, scorpions, etc. come under this category. The arthropods possess segmented body, perfect bilateral symmetry, paired jointed appendages usually terminate in a claw, chitinous exoskeleton formed by non-living thick chitinized cuticle. Molting or ectasis is found during the life cycle. Ventral nerve system, dorsal heart, presence of compound eyes, hemocoelic body cavity and excretion occurs by Malpighian tubules. Muscles are composed of striated fibers, ciliated epithelium absent, open type of circulatory system, and heart placed on the dorsal side of the alimentary canal, that is dorsal heart. Subphylum Mandibulata. Terrestrial, freshwater or marine, respiration by gills, tracheae or skin, antennae 1 or 2 pairs, mandibles 1 pair, walking legs 3 or more pairs. Then class Insecta. Insects occupy 2/3 of total population of phylum Arthropoda. They are tracheate arthropods whose body is divided into 3 regions, namely head, thorax and abdomen, possessing 2 pairs of wings and 3 pairs of legs in thoracic region, genital organs towards posterior end of the body and with decentralized nervous system. Characters of class Insecta. Body divided into head, thorax and abdomen. Possess 3 pairs of thoracic walking legs, hence the name hexapoda. Presence of 1 or 2 pairs of wings and a pair of antennae. A pair of mandibles and 2 pairs of maxillae present. Respiration by means of internal air tubes known as trachea. Genital opening situated at the posterior end of the body and sexes are separate. Presence of metamorphosis, incomplete or complete, during development. Possess exoskeleton made up of hard cuticle which plays important role for survival. Excretion is mainly by Malpighian tubules which help in maintaining ionic balance. Subclass Pterygota. Pterygotes are more developed insects compared to apterygotes, which are small and primitive. Adults are winged, sometimes secondarily aterous. Metamorphosis is complete or incomplete. Adults do not molt and do not possess pregenital abdominal appendages. Adult mandibles are dicondyle, that is, they articulate with head capsule at 2 points unless highly modified. Division endopterygota. Characters are: wings develop internally, complete and complex metamorphosis with a resting stage or pupal stage. Larvae are highly specialized, which differ from adult in structure and habit. Order Lepidoptera. Lepido means scales, pteron means wings, that is, scaly winged insects. The order Lepidoptera includes butterflies and moths. It is one of the largest orders, comprises of small to large insects with flat overlapping scales and hairs on the body, wing and other appendages, giving various beautiful colors to the insects. This order is of great economical importance. The larvae of most species are phytophagous and many are serious pests of cultivated plants. A few feed on various fabrics and a few feed in stored grain. On the other hand, the adults of many species are beautiful and are much sought after by collectors, and many serve as basis of art and design. Few are productive and useful insects like silkworm. This is one of the largest orders, consisting of more than 1,00,000 species. Characteristic features of the order Lepidoptera are as follows: head relatively small, free with small neck. The compound eyes are relatively large and composed of a large number of facets. Most moths have 2 ocelli, one on each side close to the margin of the compound eye. Mouth parts are siphoning type, represented by a long coiled proboscis formed by the galea of maxillae. Maxillary palpi small or lacking. Mandibles nearly always lacking except in one family, Micropterigidae. A few species have vestigial mouthparts and do not feed in adult stage. Labial palpi usually well developed. Forewings usually larger than hindwings. In males of various insects, groups of more specialized scales known as androconia occur on the upper surface of wings, serving as outlets of odoriferous glands. These are fringed distally with each tip finely divided. Wings do possess few crossveins. Larvae are called caterpillars and are usually eruciform. Most of the larval stages are phytophagous and are very serious pests of crops. Caterpillars are with well developed head and cylindrical body consisting 13 segments, 3 thoracic and 10 abdominal. The head usually bears 6 ocelli on each side, just above the mandibles, and a pair of very short antennae. Mouth parts mandibulate with well developed mandibles and designated as biting and chewing type. Labium with a spinneret and median possess for spinning silk. Each of the thoracic segments bears a pair of legs which ends in a point. Abdominal segments 3 to 6 and 10th, that is totally 5 segments, usually bear a pair of prolegs or pseudopods, which are fleshy and broad, bearing a number of tiny hooks known as crotchets at their end. Caterpillars have well developed silk glands and are usually perineustic, that is, they have lateral spiracles on all the segments of the abdomen. Pupae are usually obtect and generally enclosed in a cocoon or earthen shell. Butterflies do not make a cocoon and their pupae are called chrysalis. Adults are harmless except fruit sucking moths. The larvae of Lepidoptera have well developed silk glands which are modified salivary glands that open on the lower lip. Many larvae use this silk in making a cocoon, and some use it in making shelters. Natural silk is a product of this order. The members of the order Lepidoptera undergo complete metamorphosis. Then suborder Diatricea. Main characters are with copulatory pore on sternate 8 and eggs pore on sternate 9. Forewing without jugum or fibula and the hindwing with frenulum. Male sternate 9 usually U or V shaped, often produced into a large saccus. Larva with not more than 5 pairs of crochet bearing abdominal legs. Pupa obtect without functional mandibles. Superfamily Bombicoidea. Main characters maxillary palps and tympanal organs absent. Frenulum atrophied or vestigial. Proboscis is absent. Antennae pectinate, especially in males. CU2, that is cubitus vein, absent in both wings. In the hind wings, SC and R1 diverge from cell and is connected to it by cross vein R1. Ketonema absent. In forewing, M1 is free. Superfamily Bombicoidea comprise of two economically important families, namely Bombicidae and Saturnidae. Family Bombicidae contains a single species, Bombyx mori, a native of Asia and one of the most beneficial insects. After centuries of domestication, it is now primarily a domestic species and probably does not exist in nature. Many different races of silkworms have been developed by breeding. When used for commercial purposes, the pupae are killed before the moths emerge. Important features of Bombicidae. Adult moth is creamy white with several faint brownish lines across the front wings and has a wing spread of about 2 inches. The body is heavy and hairy. The adults do not feed. Proboscis is absent. Pectinate antennae in both sexes. The larvae are naked, have a short anal horn and feed principally on leaves of mulberry. They become full grown and spin their cocoons in about 6 weeks. Larvae are of two types, that is male and female. Front wings with R2, R3, R4 and R5 united on a common stalk. SC and RS in hindwing connected basally by a cross vein R1. Genus Bombyx. Larvae are glabrous and elongate, usually with a mid-dorsal horn on the 8th abdominal segment. They form dense silkworm cocoon. Species Mori, commonly known as silkworm with 100% domestication. It differs from its allied species in its specific brooding behavior. Undergoes molting, which mainly depends on the climate as well as genetic endowment of the organism. The only natural food of this species is mulberry leaf. Bombyx mandarina. This is a wide ancestor of commercially cultivated silkworms. Now, family Saturnidae. The family Saturnidae, commonly known as Saturnids, include the largest species of moths in the world. They are a family of Lepidoptera with an estimated 2,300 described species worldwide. The Saturnidae include such Lepidoptera as the giant silk moth, royal moths and emperor moths. Important features of the family Saturnidae are: adults are characterized by large size, heavy bodies covered with hair-like scales, lobed wings, reduced mouthparts and small heads. They lack a frenulum, but the hind wings overlap the forewings, producing the same effect of an unbroken wing surface. These moths are sometimes conspicuously or brightly colored and often have translucent to transparent eye spots or windows on their wings. The antennae are bipectinate or feathery and are larger and broader in the male than in the female. The mouthparts are reduced and the adults do not feed. The labial palps are minute and there is no frenulum. Most adults possess wingspans between 1 and 6 inches or 2.5 and 15 centimeters. But some tropical species such as atlas moth, Attacus atlas, may have wingspan of up to 12 inches or 30 centimeters. Hind wing with vein SC plus R1 diverging from cell base, M2 arising at or from middle cell nearer M1 than Cu and Cu2. All the commercially important species of non-mulberry silkworms or Vanya silkworms are included under this family. The Antheria is an important genus of Saturnidae family. The tropical tussar silkworm is a prominent member of this genus. The scientific name of tropical tussar silkworm was originally described by the great taxonomist Linnaeus in 1758. Ever since, the name has undergone changes several times. It is now known by the name Antheria millita, which feeds on Terminalia tomentosa. Globally, there are 61 species under the genus Antheria, and the important ones are Antheria perni or Chinese tussar silkworm, Antheria millita, Indian tussar silkworm, Antheria yamamai, Japanese tussar silkworm, Antheria assama, Indian muga silkworm, Antheria perni, oak tussar silkworm, Antheria prole, temperate tussar silkworm, Antheria frithii, this is indigenous wild silk moth of northeast India, Antheria sivalica, this is an ecorace of tussar silkworm, Antheria polyphemus, this is polyphemus moth of North America. Another important genus of Saturnidae family is Samia, to which the eri silkworm belongs. Globally, there are 17 species under the genus Samia, and the important one that is being commercially exploited in India is Samia ricini, or synonym is Philosamia ricini, that is eri silkworm. Philosamia cynthia is the wild species of eri silkworm. There are some distinguishing features which are helpful in classifying the non-mulberry silkworms. The morphological features on the egg surface called follicular imprints, the protrusions and the body hair called tubercular setae on the larval body, and the markings on the wings called wing venation are important for the purpose of classification. Follicular imprints on the eggshell. Morphologically, the eggs of different species of non-mulberry silkworms can be grouped under 3 categories. Streaked eggs as in Antheria millita and Antheria sivalica, streakless eggs as in Antheria perni, Antheria royali and Antheria assama, partially streaked as in Antheria polyphemus. In the streaked eggs, the follicular imprints show 3 distinct zones, whereas in the streakless and partially streaked eggs, the surface pattern is uniform throughout. On the basis of the shape of the main cells, the imprints can be broadly divided into 4 types: round as in Antheria millita, oval as in Antheria perni and Antheria assama, polygonal as in Antheria sivalica, Antheria frithii, Antheria royali and Antheria polyphemus, irregular as in Antheria amami. It is interesting that there is species specificity in the imprints of disc zone both in qualitative and quantitative terms. Tubercles. In all the stages, the larva has 5 types of tubercles: dorsal, upper lateral, lateral, lower lateral and chiral. They are black in first instar, orange red in second instar and violet in the 3rd to 5th instar. Hairs and setae. The hairs are white, minute and irregularly distributed all over the body. The setae are of two kinds, body setae and tubercular setae. The white, pointed and long body setae are at the base of the dorsal tubercles of the 1st to 8th abdominal segments. The black tubercular setae, also pointed and long, are at the tip of the tubercles. The prothoracic hood carries structures similar to tubercular setae and corresponding in position to the dorsal tubercles. The number and arrangement of setae vary according to type of tubercle, body segment and age of the larvae. The total number of tubercular setae remains constant until the 3rd instar and diminishes thereafter. The observations throw some light on the possible relationship between the species. The total number of setae is the same in Antheria perni, Antheria royale, Antheria assama and Antheria polyphemus, and very close in Antheria milita, Antheria sivalica and Antheria frethi. The 8 species can be divided into 2 groups based on the shape of setae. Pointed, as in Antheria assama, Antheria polyphemus, Antheria milita, Antheria sivalica and Antheria emami. Knobbed and pointed, as in Antheria royale and Antheria perni. The arrangement of the setae is more or less identical in all the species except in Antheria polyphemus. It is noteworthy that Antheria royale and Antheria perni show a remarkable degree of resemblance in all features. Antheria assama is unique in resembling Antheria milita, Antheria sivalica, Antheria frethi and Antheria emami for structure of setae, and Antheria royale and Antheria perni for number of setae. Antheria polyphemus, while resembling Antheria assama in number of setae, has a distinctive arrangement of setae on some of the tubercles. Now, wing venation. Among the 8 species of Antheria, differences are observed mainly in the structure of the median cross vein, that is MC, and its alignment with the media bases A1, A2. There are 4 types of median cross veins. MC, convex as in Antheria perni and Antheria royale, concave as in Antheria polyphemus and Antheria emami, wavy as in Antheria milita, Antheria sivalica and Antheria frethi, straight as in Antheria assama. In Antheria perni, Antheria royale and Antheria emami, only A2 joins MC, whereas in Antheria frethi, Antheria milita, Antheria sivalica, Antheria polyphemus and Antheria assama, none of the bases touch MC. There appears to be some correlation between the 3rd anal vein AN3 and the flying capacity of the moths. AN3 is well developed in the wild species such as Antheria sivalica, Antheria frethi, Antheria royale and Antheria polyphemus, and is less developed in the semi-domesticated species such as Antheria milita, Antheria verni and Antheria emami. The semi-domesticated Antheria assama, however, has a well-developed AN3. Other features of non-mulberry silkworms are as follows. Genus Antheria, the worms are polyphagous. Species Melita. A long predominant peduncle with ring is present at the cocoon. Centrally placed prominent eyes and transparent spot on the wing. Species Assama. Larvae are green in color with thorny warts, more prominent in early stages. Cocoons are usually formed in holes or prefer the space between 2 lids. Muga eggs are brownish green in color and chitin is cellular in structure, which differ from other Antheria species. Brown cocoons with very rudiment peduncle. Genus Philosemia, Moth is somewhat brownish green in color and possess narrow crescents on the wings instead of usual central eye spot. Body of the worms contains 6 pointed fleshy thorns. Peduncle is always absent in the cocoon. Cocoons are open mouth in nature. Species Racini. Important characters are: amount of scales in the abdomen is less. Cocoons are loose and white. Species Cynthia. Characters are: amount of scales in the abdomen is more. Cocoons are compact and light brown in color. Summary: silkworms belong to class Insecta under the order Lepidoptera, which possess scaly wings. Basically, they are classified under animal kingdom or Animalia. Afterwards, they are again classified under subkingdom non-chordate, subphylum Mandibulata, class Insecta, subclass Pterygota, division Endopterygota, order Lepidoptera, suborder Diatricea, superfamily Bombicordia, and finally under the families Bombicidae and Saturnidae. Mulberry silkworms are included under the family Bombicidae and non-mulberry silkworms under Saturnidae. Non-mulberry silkworms are also known as Vanya silkworms. In mulberry silkworm, Bombyx mori is cultivated in most countries but no longer found wild. Under non-mulberry silkworms, many number of genus and species are found cultivated for obtaining silk, and they are classified mainly based on follicular imprints on the eggshell, tubercles, hairs and setae, as well as wing venation.